Friends, in this video we are going to cover the concept of variation, direct variation and inverse variation, both concepts in one video. Students, we are going to cover two concepts as well as this video is also dual purpose. If you are watching the video for first time, I am very much guaranteed that you will understand the concept, and if you are aware of the concepts, till it is useful for you for the revision purpose. So let's start the dual purpose video of direct variation and inverse variation. So in the problem of variations, there always will be two quantities which will change with respect to each other, and we have to observe how they are changing. So let us see with an example. Suppose there are two students and they require 4 chocolates. Okay, there are two students and they require 4 chocolates. Okay, so how many chocolates will be required for 4 students? Naturally 4 students will require 8 chocolates. How many chocolates will require for 6 students? 6 students will require 12 chocolates. So in this example there are two quantities. One is students, another one is chocolate. And if one quantity is increasing, see, 4 students require 8 chocolates. If students increase from 4 to 6, chocolates also will increase from 8 to 12. Means if one quantity increases, another quantity also will increase. Okay. And if one quantity decreases, students were 4, they require 8 chocolates. If students decreases to 2, if students number decreases to 2, then quantity of the chocolates will decrease to 4. 2 students will require 4 quantities. Means if one quantity is increasing, another quantity is also increasing. If one quantity is decreasing, another quantity is also decreasing. And such kind of variation, such kind of changes are called as direct variation. So in direct variation, students, how to identify direct variations? See the effect of changing of the quantities. If one quantity increases, other also increases. And if one quantity decreases, other also decreases. If such kind of changes, if such kind of variation is there, it's called as direct variation. Now how to write this direct variation in mathematical language? So what we have to do, identify the two quantities. Which quantities are there? Students and chocolates. They are in the direct proportion, they are changing in direct variation. So how to write it as? We just have to write as students. This symbol alpha. Students are changing with chocolates and in direct proportion. So this is the way how to write direct variation. Okay students, but what happened? Most of the times we have to use it in equation, and using a whole word in equation is not appropriate. So what we do? Normally we assign a letter to each quantity. Means what we have to do? We have to say, suppose students is equals to x, and chocolates is equal to y. Then we write their direct variation as x is in proportion with y. How to pronounce it as? X varies with y, x is in direct proportion with y. Now let us observe the numbers in the direct variation. 2 students will require 4 chocolates, 4 students will require 8 chocolates, 6 students will require 12 chocolates, 10 students will require 20 chocolates. Means there is a certain pattern between students and chocolates. And what is that pattern? If we write them in the form of fraction 2 upon 4 and simplify the fraction, its value will be 2 1s are 2, 2 2s are 4. So its equivalent fraction is 1 upon 2. Alright. Similarly, 4 upon 8. If we will simplify this fraction, it will be also equals to 4 1s are 4, 4 2s are 8, 1 upon 2. So the simplest form of all of the fractions will be same. 6 upon 12 is nothing but 1 upon 2. Similarly, 10 upon 20 is also nothing but 1 upon 2. Means in direct variation, the ratio, the fraction of two quantities is always same, is always constant. So what is constant in direct variation? In direct variation, ratio, which is nothing but fraction, is constant. So this thing, please, is the most important thing you have to remember, students. What is constant? Ratio is constant. So students, what we learned? We learned in direct variation, if one quantity increases, another increases. If one quantity decreases, another decreases. How to write direct variation with the help of the symbol alpha. And in direct variation, the ratio means fraction of two quantities is constant. Now based on this, we have to write the equation of the direct variation. It is one of the most important concept, writing equation of the direct variation. It's so simple. What we have to do? What is the constant? Fractions. So we just have to write the fraction of the given quantities. So what will be the equation of the given quantities? Equation will be x upon y is equals to 1 upon 2. Finish. Whatever is the constant, that we can write it as equation. Or we can write x upon y is equals to any given quantities, 2 upon 4. So all are this equation of the direct variation. We can write x upon y is equal to 2 upon 4, x upon y is equals to 4 upon 8, x upon y is equal to 6 upon 12, x upon y is equals to 10 upon 20, or x upon y is equals to 1 upon 2. Clear, students? So we learn how to identify direct variation, how to write direct variation, fraction or ratio is constant in the direct variation, how to write equation of the direct variation, how to solve problems based on direct variation. Suppose the question is how many chocolates will require for 8 students. What we have to do? First of all, just write equation of the direct variation. What is the equation? Equation is x upon y is equal to 1 upon 2. There are multiple equations. You can write any one. You can write x upon y is equal to 1 upon 2, or x upon y is equal to 2 upon 4, x upon y is equal to 4 upon 8, x upon y is equal to 6 upon 12, x upon y is equal to 10 upon 20, anyone. Okay. Then what we have to do? Therefore, what is given? Students. What we have considered for students? X or y? Students are equals to x. So at the place of x, write the number which is representing students. Means here I will write 8. At the denominator y, chocolates. Is it given? No. So just write the letter which is equals to 1 upon 2. Clear? Now these two are equivalent fractions. So what we have to do? Their cross multiplication, which is equal. So 1 into y is equals to 2 into 8. Therefore y is equals to 16. Finish. 8 students will require 16 chocolates. Isn't it easy? It's super duper easy, students. Let us see with one final example for the given table. Suppose 50 chocolates are there. How many students will get those 50 chocolates? Such kind of question is there. Once again, our step is fixed. What we have to do? First of all, we have to write the equation. So let's write the equation. Equation is equals to x upon y is equal to 1 upon 2. Alright. Now among this x upon y, x represent students, y represent chocolates. What is given in the problem? Chocolates are given. So at the place of y, I have to write this value 50. At the place of x, students, which is not given. So just simply write x, which is equals to 1 upon 2. Now cross multiplication. 2 into x. 2x is equal to 50 into 1. 50. Therefore x is equal to 50 upon 2. Therefore x is equal to 25. So 25 students will get 50 chocolates. How to solve word problems? For word problems also, students, we have to identify which two quantities are there. First thing. Second thing, we have to identify is it direct variation is there or not, and if direct variation is there, we have to write the equation of the variation and solve the problems. It will be clear with one example. Let us see the example. The example is, if cost of 8 boards or toys or whatever is 2000 rupees. Okay, how much will be the cost of, what will be the cost of 10 such boards? Now what we have to do? First of all, write the information what is given, what we have to identify. So what is given? When if boards is equal to 8, if boards is equal to 8, then cost is equal to 2000. This information is given. What we have to find? If boards is equal to 10, then cost is equal to what? Solution. Students, cost of 8 boards is equal to 2000. So cost of 10 boards will be more than 2000 or less than 2000. If boards will increase, the cost will increase or decrease? Naturally the cost will increase. Means if one quantity is increasing, another quantity is also increasing. Means this is the example of direct variation. So we have to write it in the style of direct proportion. How to write it in the style of direct proportion? Suppose boards is equal to x and cost is equal to y. Second step, we have to identify the variation. Variation is direct variation. So let's write it in the style of direct variation. X varies with y directly. Clear? Therefore, now we have to write the equation. Equation is equal to x upon y is equals to, when boards were equals to 8, cost was equals to 2000. So x upon y is equal to 8 upon 2000. So what we did? Identified two quantities, then written their proportion, then write the equation of the variation. Now we have to replace the values which we have to find. If boards equals to 10, so boards, what we have considered, boards equal to x or y? X. So at the place of x I will write 10 upon y is equals to 8 upon 2000. Just cross multiply and find the value of y. Therefore 8y is equals to 10 into 2000. Therefore y is equal to 10 into 2000 upon 8. Therefore y is equals to. Now here test of divisibility is for our rescue. Let's apply. 8 and 10 both are divisible by 2. So if we divide them by 2, 2 5s are 10, 2 4s are 8. Okay. 20,000 and 4 both are divisible by 2. If we divide them by 2, here will be 2 2s are 4. Here will be 1000, 2 1s are 2. Sorry. Okay. 1000 divided by 2, 2 1s are 2. Here it will be 500. So y is equals to 5 multiplied by 500. So y is equals to 2500. So cost of 10 boards is equals to 2500. See, boards increased 8 to 10. Cost increased from 2000 to 2500. Got it? So students, the idea, the concept, the technique to solve the variation is: first, identify two quantities. Second, identify the variation between the quantities. Third, write the variation and equation of the variation and replace the values to find out the final answer. Okay. Let us see inverse variation. Now consider students, you are having limited number of chocolates. You are having 100 chocolates. How many chocolates? 100 chocolates which you have to distribute among students. Suppose you are having 100 chocolates which you have to distribute among students. Suppose you will distribute these chocolates among two students. So how many chocolates each student will get? Each student will get 50 chocolates. If you will distribute 100 chocolates, please try to understand. In this case, number of chocolates are limited. They are 100. In this case, no such limitation was there. If 2 students, 4 chocolates, 4 students, 8 chocolates, 1000 students, 2000 chocolates, 5000 students, 10,000 chocolates. Such case was there in the direct variation. But in the case of inverse variation, the final number is limited. Number of chocolates are limited and same chocolates we have to distribute. So only there will be changes in the number of students and the number of chocolates per head they are getting. So if you are distributing those 100 chocolates among 2 students, each student will get 50 chocolates. If you will distribute those chocolates among 4 students, if 100 chocolates you have to distribute among 4 students, each student will get 25 chocolates, right? If you will distribute those 100 chocolates among 5 students, each students will get 20 chocolates. See, same 100 chocolates, if you will distribute, if you will give to 4 students, each students will get 25 chocolates. If students will increase, instead of 4 students, if you will distribute those chocolates to 5 students, each students will get 20 chocolates. So number of students are increased from 4 to 5. So number of chocolates per head, are they increased or decreased? They are decreased. If one quantity is increased, if students are increased, another quantity, chocolates, are decreased, right? So if one quantity is increases, other quantity decreases. If you are distributing those 100 chocolates among 4 students, each student is getting 25 chocolates. If you will distribute those 100 chocolates among 2 students, means number of students will decrease. What will happen with number of chocolates per student? They will increase. Means if one quantity is decreasing, another quantity is increasing. Means if one quantity is decreases, other quantity increases, and such kind of variation is called as inverse variation. Got it, students? Indirect variation, if one quantity is increasing, another quantity is increasing. If one quantity is decreasing, another quantity is decreasing. But in inverse variation, if one quantity is increasing, another quantity is decreasing. If one quantity is decreasing, another quantity is increasing. Students 4 to 5 increased. Chocolates 25 to 20 decreased. Chocolates 25 to 50 increasing. Students 4 to 2 decreasing. Clear? So how to identify inverse variation based on the changes in the two quantities? Now how to write inverse variation? Which two quantities are there? Students and chocolates. Students and chocolates. In direct variation, we are using alpha to represent direct variation. In the case of inverse variation also, we have to use the alpha. But how to differentiate between direct variation and inverse variation? So in the case of inverse variation, we have to write multiplicative inverse of this alpha. Means here we will write 1 upon alpha. This is the most significant difference. So students inversely varies with chocolates. If two quantities are in inverse variation, we have to write 1 upon alpha. If two quantities are in direct variation, we just have to write alpha. Now, for simplification purpose, we can say, suppose students is equals to x, chocolates is equal to y, then we can say x inversely varies with y, x. Okay, clear? Now, in direct variation, what was constant? Ratio. In inverse variation also, there is one number constant. Is it ratio 2 upon 50? Sorry, yes, 2 upon 50. If we will simplify 2 upon 50, that will be equals to 1 upon 25. 4 upon 25. No further simplification is possible. So, is it equal that 1 upon 25 and 4 upon 25? No. 5 upon 20. If we will simplify it, it will be equals to 1 upon 4. So this 1 upon 4, 4 upon 25, 1 upon 25, are they equal? No. Means in inverse variation, such ratio or fraction is not constant. Then what is constant? Till there is one constant, and that constant is the limited number of chocolates. See, 2 into 50, 100 chocolates. 4 into 25, 100 chocolates. 5 into 20, 100 chocolates. Means in the case of inverse variation, multiplication of these two quantities is always constant. So what is constant? Product. Product means multiplication. Product means multiplication is constant of the given quantities. Clear, students? So that is the main difference between direct variation and inverse variation. Now how to write equation of the inverse variation? In the case of direct variation, ratio was constant, so we were writing ratio as the ratio or fraction as the equation. In inverse variation, product is constant, so we will write product means multiplication as equation of the inverse variation. So how we will write it? As x multiplied by y is equals to either 2 multiplied by 50 or 4 multiplied by 25 or 5 multiplied by 20. Anything you can get, answer of all will be same. So that is equals to 100. So x multiplied by y is equals to 2 multiplied by 50. That is the equation of the inverse variation. Clear, students? So in this case, what we learn? We learn how to identify inverse variation. In inverse variation, if one quantity increases, another quantity decreases. If one quantity decreases, another quantity increases. How to identify inverse variation. Then we learn how to write inverse variation. To write the inverse variation, we have to write the reciprocal of alpha. Students inversely varies with chocolates. Clear? Then we saw what is constant in the inverse variation. Product or multiplication is constant in the inverse variation. Finally, we see how to write equation of the inverse variation. Equation of the inverse variation is nothing but the multiplication of the given quantities. So x into y is equal to 2 into 50. Now let us see how to solve the examples based on it. Suppose, students, the question is there are 10 students. So how many chocolates each student will get? I am going to rub the direct variation part. So please take the screenshot to identify the difference between two. The question is, if there are 10 students and we have to distribute same number of chocolates among those 10 students, how many chocolates each student will get? Okay students, as we have to distribute same chocolates, if number of students will increase, chocolates per head will decrease, means it is example of inverse variation. So what we have to do, first of all we have to write the equation. Equation is x multiplied by y is equal to 2 into 50. Alright, then replace the values in the equation. Students is equal to 10. Students is equal to 10. So what we consider as students, x or y? X. So at the place of x we have to write 10. Therefore we can say 10 multiplied by y is equal to 2 into 50. Clear? Therefore y is equal to this 10, after changing sign will divide 2 into 50 upon 10. Therefore y is equal to, this 0 0 will cut, 2 5 are 10. Y is equal to 10 means number of chocolates per is equal to, per head is equals to 10. If we will distribute those 100 chocolates among 10 students, each student will get 10 chocolates. Clear? Now suppose the question is, if you have to distribute 4 chocolates per students, 4 chocolates per students, how many students will get chocolate? Once again we are going to distribute the same number of chocolates. It's an example of inverse variation. So what we have to do, first of all we have to write the equation. Equation is x into y is equal to 2 into 50. You can take any among these, 2 into 50, 4 into 25, 5 into 20, anything. Okay, so x into y is equal to 2 into 50. What number is given? Chocolates. Chocolates we have considered as y. Therefore we can say x multiplied by 4 is equal to 2 into 50. At the place of chocolates, means at the place of y, I will write this 4. Now to find out value of x, this 4 will change the side. Therefore x is equal to 2 into 50 upon 4. Now we just have to apply test of divisibility. 2 1s are 2, 2 2s are 4, which is equals to 50 upon 2. Once again 50 divided by 2, therefore x is equal to 25. 50 divided by 2 is equal to 25. So if you will distribute 4 chocolates per student, 25 students will get the chocolates. So students, the idea, what is the idea? First of all we have to identify the quantities, then write the equation and replace the values in the equation. Let's clear it with the help of one example. 18 laborers build a house in 27 days. In how many days 6 laborers will build the same house? Once again students, first of all we just have to write the information. What is given? What is given? Given is if 18 laborers are there, they will build the house in 27 days. Means if laborers is equal to 18, then number of days is equals to 27. Okay, what we have to find? If labors are 6, if labors is equal to 6, then how many days? Days is equals to how much? What we have to do? We have identified the quantities, labors and number of days to build the house. Then we have to identify the variation. Is it direct variation or inverse variation? Students, 18 labors, 27 days. If labors will decrease from 18 to 6 to build the same kind of house, number of days will increase or decrease? Naturally, workload will increase, means number of days will increase, right? Means if one quantity labors is decreasing, number of days to build the same house will increase. Means one quantity is decreasing, another quantity is increasing. So what kind of variation it is? It is nothing but the inverse variation. So let's write it in the form of inverse variation. Solution. Suppose labors is equals to x and days is equal to y. Therefore variation is inverse. So how we will write it? As x inversely varies with y. Okay, so we have identified the quantities, we have identified the variation. Now what we have to do? We have to write the equation. How we will write the equation? In the form of multiplication, 18 into 27. Therefore, x multiplied by y is equals to 18 multiplied by 27. Clear? Now we have to find out the values. Labors is equal to x. What we consider labors? X. So at the place of x, we will write 6. Therefore, 6 multiplied by days we have to find y is equals to 18 multiplied by 27, and based on this we just have to find out the value of y. Therefore, y is equals to 18 multiplied by 27 upon 6. Applying test of divisibility, 6 1 is 6, 6 3 is 18. Therefore, y is equal to 3 into 27. So, y is equals to 81. So, to build the same house by using 6 labors, it will require 81 days. As number of labors decreased, number of days will increase. Clear, students? I hope you understood it.